okay. This is going to be an okay this week of weird, you know?
You think so?
I think so. Nate's got us a news story this time.
There's only one way to find out.
I guess.
We are, of course. Here's the thing. A lot of people, you know that November is Bigvember. It's a Bigfoot month.
Mhm.
Thanksgiving
November is Bigfoot. Bigfoot is
yeah.
November.
It's officially hosted by
Yep.
the Sasquatch.
This is Nate, by the way. I'm Roger. Jordan's with us as well. This is This
Hi.
Week of Weird.
Yes.
Hey.
I
don't know where these go. Did you know that?
Where? What do you mean?
I don't know where the week of, I don't know where the week of weird goes. I don't know where it ends up. I don't know who I'm talking to.
Oh, well, I just said I'm Roger. That's Nate. You're Jordan.
Yeah, but like, where do we go once the photons and the sound is all like together? Do you fire us into YouTube? Are we on Hulu right now? Where
Jordan, do you not subscribe to our podcast? Do you not subscribe to our podcast on Spotify or iTunes or Stitcher or yes, we're a podcast.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that terminology.
Don't worry, Nate, or don't worry, Jordan. We'll explain it after Nate goes on with his.
Bring me the pod. Show me the pod.
Almost.
Well,
I will break it.
I think he did. Oh. Yeah, he just opened the pod.
Be
and
cool.
Something came
Be
out.
cool. This is all we have to edit all of this now.
Anyway, it's also election year and election week in Bigvember. And a lot of people don't know whether or not Bigfoot has something to do with this election. And let me tell you, he does.
Of course he does. Of course he does. He has something to do with every election.
Back at the primary, you might remember that 10 years ago.
Laughter complete.
There was people were saying that Biden might come in and quote unquote Bigfoot the primary.
That's where you appear in the background behind every one of Donald Trump's meetings, and you're just like in the woods, like mysteriously walking.
Yeah, I don't know if they meant to say like he was gonna big time the primary or
what does that mean?
I just that he was gonna show up and take over and become, kick everyone else out basically and become the Democratic nominee, which he did.
Interesting.
Now, shortly thereafter, people started doing this thing. Hiding from Biden became a slogan.
Interesting.
And it was attached to an image of Bigfoot. If you look it up on Amazon, you can buy children's t-shirts, you can buy sweatshirts. It's all Bigfoot, undefeated, hiding from Biden 2020.
Interesting. I don't understand the statement that the t-shirt is making.
Now, I don't either, but I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, and I think that we might be able to do it as a group. So he Bigfooted the primary.
Which
means that he may actually be a Bidefoot.
Jesus Christ.
And if Biden is in fact a Bidefoot, but there is also a Bigfoot, we have two separate genetic paths for the Sasquatch.
You're saying that Joe Biden
is a form of Bigfoot.
President-elect of the United States is a subspecies, perhaps not even maybe an alternate branch of the evolutionary path shared with ourselves, other hominids, and especially Sasquatch.
You heard it here first.
I think he's a divergent Australopithecine.
Unbelievable. Huge. Huge if true.
It has the ability to just appear out of nowhere whenever he wants. Obviously,
first of all,
teeth first.
Yes, that is definitely what I saw when he was giving his speech. Kamala Harris said, "Your next president-elect, Joe Biden," and then all of a sudden, he didn't appear coming out of the green room. He appeared already running down the stage, a magical entity.
Yeah, it's called tree step. I think you can walk into a tree and out of another tree. It's a 5th level spell.
And that's normally just for Sasquatch, but the Bidefoot version of the Sasquatch can walk out of any podium.
He's a bit of a a daywalker situation. You know, he's kind of a politically flavored Bigfoot, meaning that, you know, he's in the back of your photographs. He himself is pretty hard to photograph because of the flare off of the teeth, you know, those powerful jaws for cracking open clams in the Cuyahoga River.
Which Biden is currently doing right now until his next political move.
I mean,
he's the man that ate Scranton.
Let's talk. Jesus.
Here's what I want to say though. If Bigfoot is in fact hiding from Biden, does that mean that Bigfoot and Bigfoot, as two separate branches of the Sasquatch family, have some sort of like Mason-Dixon problem?
Interesting,
you know, like,
interesting.
Hatfield's and McCoy's sort of speciation.
Maybe it was the type of situation where like Bigfoot is hiding from Biden because Joe Biden approached Bigfoot about being a part of the cabinet, and Bigfoot was like, no longer can live political lifestyle, was draining me. Twitter addiction, ruin relationship.
What cabinet position do you think Bigfoot was up for?
I would say Secretary of the Interior.
I was going to say you'd think agriculture, but yeah.
No, I'm going Secretary of Defense.
Is big.
Yep. Bigfoot, our next Secretary of Defense under the Biden campaign.
All of a sudden, just nobody can find America. What the hell? It's not on any of the maps.
Every war's fought very quietly until you start to hear wood knocking. And there's just a tank right in front of you.
Let's talk about that.
Just
Bigfoot.
A tank that we threw. You know, we're Bigfoot now.
I want to go into this. Let's talk about that. It is Bigvember. Let's talk about that Bigfoot ticket. We already know that Bigfoot probably votes. We
thought libertarian.
Libertarian is what previously. I'm going to guess for sure. What would a Bigfoot presidency look like?
Bigfoot presidency would be no fracking.
No fracking.
End
to fracking.
End to fracking.
And probably an end to most. It would be the most environmentally, I would say, radical presidency that we've ever seen. It would be
no hunting.
No hunting.
Unless you could crack open a deer with your hand. If you can chase a deer and crack it open with your hand, like Bigfoot does, you can hunt still.
I've always said hunting should always be with fists.
No, he obviously has boulder hurl, as we heard in the Patreon episode.
But he doesn't hunt with it.
Yeah, you hunt something with boulder hurl, you're just asking for a mess. That's gonna be. You're not. I hope you're making hamburger helper, right?
Boulder hurl is basically like you're just making all the deer run into a pen.
But if you get one,
and that's where
shit. I guess, you scare him into a pen. That's a good idea. Anyway, I think hunting's going to go down. But honestly, we got to remember, he wouldn't get there out of or maybe he does. Maybe he just he appears and he's like, "Me Bigfoot, me running for president." And that's all they say. And then
Bigfoot
everybody's like,
up,
"Yeah, okay, sure. On the popularity vote alone, and then once they're in office, it's like they could do pretty much whatever. So I was gonna say that Bigfoot would have to politic their way there. So it would be like the type of thing where they would make say concessions for hunting, where it's like, okay, human love to hunt, it in human nature. We have lottery system by once yearly, Bigfoot supervised. Community organized. But I don't think they would. I think they'd just be that it. No more hunting. All solar. All electric.
Well, I'm.
You think Bigfoot's big into electricity? Bigfoot's not like the anti-technophobe.
No,
not the anti-technophobe. Bigfoot's a technophobe, I think.
Bigfoot high wisdom.
You think
medium intelligence.
Flintstone style technology.
Yeah, that's Bigfoot. We're going, which is still progressive, we're just going in a different technological route.
It's solar punk. It's solar
it is fully solar punk. Bigfoot is both November, Thanksgiving, and solar punk.
Plus Bigfoot is a dimension strider. This is a horizon walker Bigfoot. You know, he's slipping. They're slipping behind atoms, and we don't know. Bigfoot may have technology from other realms.
I think technically also Bigfoot. The way that Bigfoot wins the election is through faithless electors.
Yes.
At bad faith electors. It's like, well, you know how like at the end, towards the end of Harry and the Hendersons, you see all the big feet come out from behind the trees. Your city council, your local state legislatures, they're filled with big feet. You just don't know it.
Or they
will become the electors in the mid-December, and Bigfoot will become the president.
Bang. It's the solar punk party. That's why you got to vote in those midterms, guys.
What you're saying is Bigfoot. 324 electoral votes. Biden, 40. Trump, 2.
Look, it starts by getting those Bigfoots into those local community positions, and next thing you know, we're a fucking solar punk utopia, which doesn't appear on any maps. We are the Lothlorien or whatever, wherever the elves go at the end of the Silmarillion.
The West.
The West.
The West.
I'm going to say it right now. Tay Anderson is a Bigfoot.
Tay Anderson's def's a Bigfoot.
You heard it here.
And that's why I'm voting for him twice next time.
Also, the guy, what is he? The Attorney General of... Do you know the guy that I'm talking about? He was an incredible recent political figure on Twitter. He was the guy who
not the lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania.
That's it. Yes, the lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. He's got like a wild mustache, looking a lot like Adric in the Zoom room. And
he's huge. He looks like he's 12 feet tall. He looks like huge. Sasquatch.
He looks like I'm saying full on.
He still works at the mill.
At least Bidefoot. At least that, that guy is a Bigfoot getting into politics. He also told Trump that he could sue us a ham sandwich if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Which is great. Which is such a Pennsylvania thing to say. You can sue a ham sandwich if he wants to.
Well, I think we're in a time politically to where cryptids are coming out and they're now in power, which is a great thing.
Yeah, several of the colors on the rainbow flag are referring specifically to different cryptids. Like it's cool now.
All the new colors. There's like all the traditional colors and then 17 shades of black.
Sure. There's a whole like bunch of colors that we can't see with our human eyes.
But if you have Mothman's eyes, Sasquatch's eyes, Orang Pendek's eyes, you can see your color, and it's
Betty Davis eyes.
Betty Davis eyes. You can see it. You can see those. Betty Davis is a cryptid. Again, she didn't die. She just went home. She's a Bidefoot. She receded into the woods.
All right. Apparently, I'm blowing up.
He's blowing up.
Where else are we going? We talked a lot of Bigfoot politics. Do we want to guess where we're going with this Bigfoot nation?
With big nation?
Yep.
Or do we go to state Squatch?
What's Colorado's local state Squatch doing? That is a good question.
What's going on with our local state Squatch?
They're reintroducing gray wolves for the fight hunting.
A favorite combatant and erstwhile lover of the Bigfoot.
Yeah, gray
Bigfoot's
wolf.
Finding love.
It's a name.
Yeah, you heard it here. Bigfoot fucks wolves.
You've heard lots of things here first this week. I'm glad.
Truly. Well, it has been a truly weird week. I think we're going to wrap it up. I don't see how we could make it any weirder. Bigfoot fucks wolves.
We made it as weird as possible for you.
Seems like the high water mark there.
It's nice not to be so tense,
But thank you guys for listening to this week of Weird, and thank you to our patrons for your continued support. And if you like what you hear, maybe you can come be a patron and hang out in the Zoom room with us while we record these, and look appalled when we say things like Bigfoot fucks wolves 3 times
Bigfoot
now.
Fucks wolves
4 times.
I mean, he makes love to it. They're in a relationship.
I'm just saying, they're in the dating pool for Bigfoot. Don't doubt it for a second. And it doesn't stop there.
There are Bigfoots that are power bottoms too. So, I mean,
absolutely. Bigfoot.
It does swing both ways.
I knew a Bigfoot was married to a large tree for many centuries. Bigfoot is pansexual in the truest sense of the word. I know a Bigfoot that found a pan and married it.
All right, everyone. That's been This Week of Weird. I'm Roger.
I'm Jordan.
And I am Microwave Coven.
And what do you know? We wait at weirder.
Remember to share it with your friends. Rate us. Do all that stuff. We'll see you next week.
Our super secret digital sign-off line, courtesy
Dylan
of
Gutierrez.
Dylan Gutierrez.
Suspect the
void.
void.
The space person who never